Дамы и господа, представляем вам 8-раундовый поединок в тяжелой весовой категории. В синий угол ринга я приглашаю представителя США. Это Марлон Хейс.
Here we see Marlon Hayes, 35 years old, Newark, New Jersey, from the United States to Russia. He fought as a middleweight, Al, in his prime. Lacks power, but at age 35, you know, he's still a good test.
Well, you know, he's been fighting as a light heavyweight more recently, but this is his first fight as a cruiserweight. He told his trainers, I can't make light heavyweight now, so I want to move up.
А в красный угол ринга поднимется представитель России Vadim Tokarev.
Vadim Tokarev will be the favorite here. He's from Ekaterinburg, Russia. Gaudy record at 23-1-1 with 16 stoppages. Turned pro in 2000. Coming off a majority decision loss in Germany, a controversial one according to Tokarev's corner. We'll talk about that perhaps later. But prior to that, a second round knockout in Poland and a TKO stoppage in Florida. So Tokarev has been busy traveling as well as fighting.
Дамы и господа, судьи этого поединка Евгений Горсков, Виктор Панин и Роман Петров. Ваш рефери Александр Калинкин. Итак, представляю вам соперников. Справа от меня, в синем углу ринга, спортсмену 36 лет, его рост 174 сантиметра и вес 89,4 килограмма. Его профессиональный рекорд 32 боя, 23 победы, 9 поражений, 11 побед нокаутом. Из Нью-Йорка, Соединенные Штаты, Марлон Хейс. А вот его соперник слева от меня в красном углу ринга. Ему 35 лет, его рост 179 сантиметров и вес 90,5 килограммов. Его профессиональный рекорд 25 боев, 23 победы, 16 побед нокаутом, 1 поражение, 1 ничья. Из Екатеринбурга, Россия, Vadim Tokarev.
Please remember the rules. Помните правила. Желаю успеха. Good luck.
You know, in any language, you don't have to understand. You know the rules by now. Marlon Hayes, you see, both 35 years old. Hayes moving up in weight, perhaps down in career, and Tokarev better record.
Yeah, and Tokarev, the fighter certainly with the biggest reputation coming in here. Marlon Hayes, you know, I mentioned this is his second cruiserweight fight. He had a win over William Guthrie at 186, which was his biggest win in recent times. But for the most part, he's been fighting as a light heavyweight, and so he's giving away power to Tokarev, but probably will be the quicker with his hands and feet.
Yeah, and again, a lot of his fights and success came at middleweight, so obviously on the move up in weight as he matures. He's both 35 years old. Here we see each guy trying to read, and look at that little crossover defense, that left hand dangerously low by Hayes, inviting a right hand. We'll see if Tokarev can work off that powerful looking jab. and land that right hand.
You mentioned his loss to Marco Huck, a majority decision loss, and that was an IBF eliminator for a title shot. And Tokarev, it was a big disappointment to him to lose that match. Very close. Obviously, one judge had the draw.
Gee, Al, I see. You see why Hayes has trouble, to me, generating power. And leverage is so wide. He's just set up too wide, and just doesn't seem in position to turn over his punches. He hasn't gotten any offense going. He tries the jab, and Tokarev with a free ride in, double jabs his way there.
Tokarev is trying to cut the ring off on Marlon Hayes, make him fight. Hayes' plan will be to box him. There's no question about that. He's giving away power to Tokarev.
Is Tokarev cutting it off effectively, or just sort of following at times? It seems to. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a mixed bag. There are moments where he does get Hayes pinned, but there are sometimes where he does kind of follow him around. But the movement of Hayes also will diminish as this fight wears on. He won't be able to give this much lateral movement for the entire fight.
Good point. Tokarev, and it is early, first 2 minutes of this fight, very economical. He's not punching a lot, and that his volume may increase as the fight gets longer. Hayes sticks the jab, but sort of fighting, backing up.
Tokarev was in one of the most exciting fights I've seen in a long time, back in 2006 against Felix Cora Jr. down at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel. A 4-round TKO win for Tokarev, in which he was down, and he and Cora went at it for 4 rounds in an astonishing fashion.
Now he's in back in Russia, trying to get it done against veteran Marlon Hayes.
Water? Want some water? Yeah. Hey, listen, when you get inside, you gotta work the body. Forget the head. Okay. You're inside already, right? Walk them down. Once you get on the inside, you gotta work the body, right? Another thing. Look, once you get on the inside, you gotta be careful because he's gonna try to grab you. He's gonna try to hold you. Okay? He's gonna try to hold you. So what you gotta do is, you gotta step to the right. Okay. Okay? You gotta step to the right.
Stay on the stool until the warning comes. Don't move. Sit there and relax. Deep breath. Okay? When you go, I want you to go to work. Okay? You need this one.
Clear instructions, both corners get a little busier, and we'll give them a first round feeling out process. And again, Hayes, interesting, his corner, probably the most poignant bit of advice. We need this one, and he sure does, Al. He's got to get in the win column.
Yeah, Marlon Hayes having a number of
string of defeats,
a number of issues for him. He's lost those last 4 in a row, 7 out of his last 8, and 7 out of his last 9, I should say. And so it's a big turnaround from the beginning of his career when, as you pointed out, he was so effective, especially down in the middleweight division.
Exactly. Vadim Tokarev, understanding English, is a trainer from America, and they want him to get busy, really work that body inside. And boy, it looks like he could have hurt Hayes.
Yeah, with a nice right hand. He's hitting him in the back of the head.
Hayes complaining continually about that, but he's backing up big time now.
And also Hayes is bending down in a way that it's not Tokarev's fault.
Like there. He's got that unorthodox, awkward. I mean, his awkwardness is probably, I wouldn't even call it an asset because he's going to block that way. Look, he's in not position to do anything in terms of landing. But if you show me the back of your head, I'm going to hit it.
Well, that last punch was legal.
Yeah, there, a nice stiff right hand from Tokarev. He came back, and here comes some fire from Hayes as he backs up, but Tokarev walking him down now, trapping him, and Hayes trying to barrel Tokarev back.
You know, the interesting thing is Tokarev does have an uppercut in his arsenal. I've seen him use it before. It would be very effective when Hayes is in that posture, but he's not throwing it.
We'll watch for it then. Tokarev still economy of motion. He's certainly not wasting punches. And he could get a little busier here. That left lands, the right doesn't. Referee warning to Hayes, watch the head.
See, there was the uppercut by Tokarev. He missed it, but he's starting to get the idea that that punch, if he lands it, will make a big impact.
Yeah, I like Tokarev. I like his he's got nice quick hands too. He really picks off shots pretty easily and is able to counter if he has to.
Tries again with the uppercut and it didn't get there. So
Whizzes with a right. There's the right cross over the top that partially lands, but Tokarev a far busier guy.
he's a very solid fundamental fighter. He's got a few defensive issues which have surfaced in fights like the fight against Cora, but Vadim Tokarev, again, not to be a broken record, so typical of these top cruiserweights. They're fun to watch and they're fundamentally sound. And the jab of Tokarev just as effective.
Hayes, a tough guy to get out of there. He's a survivor.
Yeah, I see it. But look, the ref ain't gonna give you no help. The ref ain't gonna give you no help. He's not gonna give you no help, so don't look for back. You gotta come back with it, okay? Same thing. Don't let him know.
Marlon Hayes
But look,
gets clobbered with the right hand, then the left hook gets in, and he's
if you don't go to work,
being kind of dramatic in his
So what you
response.
gonna do? Huh?
And
Come to fight?
Marlon complaining about getting hit behind the head, which he did get hit in the back of the head several times. That was kind of on the side, but part of it was his own doing because of the weight he bent down.
Leave the ref alone. Let's go.
Good advice in the corner of Marlon Hayes. Like, forget about the third guy in, just worry about the guy in front of you. Forget about the injustice of it all, if there is in fact, but I don't blame Tokarev at all. There's an open target there. It's defend yourself at all times. If you turn your back on a guy, Al, right? What's he supposed to do?
Yeah, he's bending him down in a way where there's nowhere else for Tokarev to go with that right hand, and so even when he throws it at the front of the head, it ends up hitting him in the back.
Right, it's just happened again. Wow, look at the body work from Hayes. Impressed for the first time by that offense. He runs into a left hand now. But it's Tokarev trying to create a little distance here, and Hayes trying to muscle him. Combination, and there that left hook. As Tokarev keeps punching, the crowd's into it now. As he fires off a burst.
You know, there was Marlon Hayes with a combination to the body. You know, Marlon Hayes is a capable boxer. Part of the problem is at 35 now, he's on a very bad streak. Whether he's ready for all these fights remains to be seen. We saw him against Robert Stieglitz back in 2007. Was in fact on the undercard when Sultan Ibragimov fought Shannon Briggs to win the title, and he performed well against Stieglitz, even in losing a decision.
Yeah, I saw him recently did a fight in New York with him, and you know, you basically say this guy knows how to survive. That's the impression, and still not liking it that he's getting around where he is, but it's his posture and the way he approaches things. Big left, right, and that hurt. Hayes, he gets driven back. That right hand numbed him. And now the crowd wants to see Tokarev finish Hayes, and he's getting hit with flush shots now. Staggering around the ring, and Tokarev trying to close the show. Referee taking a very hard look.
I don't know if Marlon Hayes wants to fight anymore. He'd do himself a favor by going down.
Well, there's a minute to go in this round. He's not going to walk his way out of it. He better clinch, do something. And it looks like he might be waiting for a place to land. Referee gives him a bit of a respite, warning him not to hold behind the head, but he's got other issues, like how to survive this last 45 seconds. There's a burst from Tokarev. Tokarev, a good finishing right hand. Another clubbing right hand. Tokarev just 3 shots, able to run right through Marlon Hayes.
How is Hayes able to stay up for that
And
shot?
why does he elect not to clinch, Al? There's the uppercut should be there. He is leaning right into it. So Tokarev, there it is. Oh, and Hayes battling back. He looks out, and perfect stoppage, I would say, Al, by the referee.
Absolutely. There was no point, even though Hayes had punched back a couple of times, there was no point in letting that fight continue. And you know, we saw in there, even though granted Marlon Hayes at that juncture was pretty much out of it, what we did see from Tokarev, and we've seen it in other fights, is the combination punching. Once you punch in those combinations, you'll get a fighter out of here. This is where two low blows from Marlon Hayes, and that's where he got a warning that actually helped him because it gave him a brief respite, but not certainly enough to save him. And Tokarev, there's the uppercut, finally landing. He had tried it several times, and a barrage of right hands had come before that. And in this sequence is when the referee will step in and say, that's enough.
Спасибо, Саш. Want a rematch?
Hayes yelling he wants a rematch.
Even got a laugh out of Tokarev on that.
Секунд третьего раунда. Техническим нокаутом победу одержал Vadim Tokarev, Россия.
Convincing win. Vadim Tokarev moves to 24-1-1. He's back on the win track after that first loss in Germany that his handler said was very controversial.